We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Baseball? Nah. Football? Done it. I think I'm gonna go after the PGA Tour.
Bo, you're gonna need the right equipment company.
I think I got that.
You know, Tour Edge backs all their clubs with a lifetime warranty.
I know.
They ship all their premium custom clubs in 48 hours.
I know.
All their premium clubs are hand-built in the USA.
I know.
You know, Tour Edge has won 35 times out here.
Guys, I know.
Pound for pound, nothing comes close.
Welcome back to Big's Golf Talk, BGT TV, BGT 2.0. Big John Quick, along with the golf father, Bill Cuevas, and Greg Wise, the wisest man in golf. And gentlemen, I know we've been talking about post-PGA show, but, you know, I haven't recovered. That was a lot of show, and we had a lot of good things happen.
We're still trying to recover, still reaching out to people, emails coming in, emails going out. It was a lot. I mean, even with just golf, there was a lot, but with that amazing addition of pickleball to the mix, it took it to a whole new level of we're not going to finish in the 3 days because it was crazy. It really was crazy.
Can I just say that when you sign up for Beat the Pro in any sport, don't try and show them up. Don't try and spike the ball on them because all of a sudden they will look at you like, oh, okay.
That's how you lost the S on that Biggs hat, right? That hat used to say I had an S on it. It said Biggs. And then he went and played the pro in pickleball. It fell off.
He was moving so fast he lost his S.
He lost his S. He lost the speed. It was gone. So, it was a great show.
Ran into a lot of great things there. And, Bill, you guys experienced this company that we're about to have on. Mm-hmm. You know, LagMaster, conquer your swing. LagMaster promotes imprints to the motor memory for the proper downswing sequence, producing more lag in the downswing. Every great player created and sustained lag in their downstroke. Now, so can you. The result is a swing that creates more speed, greater consistency, and a better contact, says LagMaster. And we have them on the show today. Mike Dixon is here with us. And Bill, you guys came across this company at the PGA show. What was your thoughts about this?
I thought it was a great concept. I know the wisest man in golf did the wisest thing he could and had the wisest woman in there. So, yes, there you go. He fell in love with the logo. I think that's what drew him in. And then he went and he visited. And I know that it's helping Mrs. Wise with her swing and stuff. So he can give us more information. They've been using it.
Well, I'll tell you what, our next guest, Mike, was so confident that it would help Bev swing. And for a couple of years now, I've been trying to teach her to lag. That's where my power comes from. I've got a nice smooth swing, but my lag is such that I know how this works. And he put it on a club and put her in the right position. And when her hands came down and her hips moved out of the way, and Mike's going to correct me if I'm wrong, so we know when he gets in here, he's going to go, Greg, you're full of it. But when she moved her hips and allowed that shoulder to come down when it's supposed to, she went, that's what you've been trying to teach me. And I went, yes, ma'am, that's it. We're going to take one of these home.
You know what they say, right, Mr. Wise? The hips don't lie.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's bring Mike Dixon here in on Big's Golf Talk, BGT TV, BGT 2.0 on our 19th year talking golf.
Woo!
Mike, welcome to Big's Golf Talk.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. Greg, good seeing you again. Glad it's still working.
Is it true, Mike? Did the wisest woman make the mistake and tell the wisest man that, yes, indeed, sir, you have been telling me for years to do this same exact thing?
Yeah, it was funny because she's like, yeah, he was trying to tell me to use my hips. And literally, I think it was her second swing. She's like, is this how you mean my hips are supposed to move? So it was, again, and that's the cool stuff I see every day. Usually it's a couple golf swings and people are just like, wow, like I don't do that. And I'm like, yeah, I know you don't. That's why you're here.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's the thing. When people get that, how long does it take with the LagMaster? Is it like a program to practice, several minutes a day, half hour a day? Are there drills? Because I'm going to see the wisest man in a couple of days, and I might need to try this LagMaster because sometimes my hips lie and they don't get out of the way. So I think Mr. Quick has the same issue. We have that lag issue.
For me, it's just a fat belly.
Well, the hips don't lie. That's all we can say. But can you give us more information about the program and stuff with LagMaster?
Yeah, so great question. I would say anything in golf is complicated, right? So that's the cool part about the LagMaster is I feel like it really simplifies what we're trying to accomplish. I think as a teacher, I'm always trying to get the player to feel what the mechanic is. And I can give you ideas, but if you feel it, you own it. And it does take some time. It's not going to be something that just goes through and like it happens. If it happened in 5 swings and it changed your golf swing, I'd have to charge a lot more. But we have some programs. So I have like an online academy that right now we're offering complimentary when you buy a LagMaster. And it has protocols in there for training with the LagMaster. I have another great friend that's a great teacher. He's doing a lot of content for me too. But also I know that as a teacher, it's not just your technique that's going to help you shoot better scores. So we go in and we talk about short game and putting. We're going to get into when the weather, I'm in Maryland, when the weather breaks, I'm going to get out on a golf course and start talking about strategy and like how to play the course. My buddy Will, he talks about gears of the game. So again, there's a lot of different ways I'm hearing people use it. The cool part is you can use it at home. I feel like hitting golf balls with it, we don't recommend it because you're not going to change your swing when you go to hit a golf ball. It's reps, couple minutes a day. And again, you just nice, slow, methodical, because like Mrs. Wise said, it's like, wow, oh, that's what you mean. You can't feel that if you're doing it fast, right? So doing it slow, methodical, that's where you're going to start really imprinting, number one, the proper swing plane, the proper downswing. So we maximize how much lag you want and you need, right? I think, again, that too many people are trying to get too much lag and they manipulate their swing to do that. And again, solid contact. It's what everybody wants. I want consistency. That's the key word.
Ultimately, that's what we all need.
Talk about swinging about 50% of your speed just to feel the impact. I think you probably could hit some balls as long as you're feeling the contact and seeing the contact. It might work well, but you don't want to try to swing up and hit a ball with it on. And it's really simple to attach to your club. The one thing I wanted to ask is the ultimate ball at the end that touches your shoulder. It's actually extendable. Is that if you have a longer pitch that you need to get away from?
Yeah, so I'm a big proponent of bioswing dynamics with Mike Adams. He's top 5 teacher, if not top 2 teacher in the world, in my opinion. Him and EA Tischler created a program and understanding that everybody's bodies are different. And he talks about wingspan dictates where your arms want to track. So with that in mind, we have an adjustable, it adjusts 2 different places. So I can adjust here and it can telescope up. This is the easier one. This is usually probably 98% of the time all I need to do for players. But then also it unscrews. So there's actually a lot of material down here in the tube. So it can get about 14 inches. And I just found that, again, you have different people, again, trying to stay and maintain the width, keeping the left arm from bending. Again, like it's pretty versatile. Like I have it right now. I have it on our mini club that you can swing in the house and not hit your ceiling.
Oh, cool.
But in the mini club is actually dual faced. So it's lefty and righty because I didn't want to have
Biggs.
Go, Biggs.
Biggs, he got you covered.
Hey, so Biggs, here's the cool part. Every training aid, so we have 5 different items now. We launched 2 at the show. Every training aid that I've had developed, not on purpose, but every training aid is lefty friendly. Like you don't have to do anything. So, like
Mike, I'm gonna give you your first lesson, Mike. It was intentional. You thought about all those left-handed golfers. Good job, Mike.
Yeah.
Those left-handed golfers really love you now.
It's funny, like, because I had guys at the show that would walk up and I'd hand it to them righty, and they're like, "Oh, well, I'm lefty." I'm like, "Oh, cool." And I just like literally unscrew it, twist it to the left, and screw it back on. They're like, "Wow, that was so easy." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool, right?"
Yes.
But that's where when we wanted to do something that you could practice again at home, not hit golf balls with. And that's kind of where the mini club came into play. So it's counterweighted to feel like a 7-iron. If you go into Dick's Sporting Goods, there's all kind of weighted clubs, and they're like the Momentous is crazy. It weighs like 6 pounds. There's one with a big tube on the end that was a lot of weight. So we wanted something that was going to resemble what a player would actually be using. But again, it connects on your club. That's the beauty of it. That's, again, for me, there's not many trainings that you can use on your own club to really make an impactful change to what you're doing.
Well, not only that, but when you use it on your own club, you're so used to what your club feels like, right? If you get the handle and everything else, you're actually going to see what is going to happen with your own club.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the option to have something for indoors. I mean, obviously the Midwest where I'm from, they have a lot of snow and stuff like that. They don't, this is a great opportunity to have this in their home, from November through February, where you're not going to be out golfing and still get a good workout with getting, not forgetting your swing tempo and your swing, the lag in your swing and all that stuff, where it's easily in 4 months, you have to retrain yourself when you get back on the golf course, for your swing,
Mike, are you left-handed?
No, I just have it set for lefty.
Pretty good.
You got the memo.
Like a heck of a swing.
You got the memo. It looked really, really good. You
looks
see that?
good.
You saw that, Biggs? Look at that swing. And that was just sitting down. That's pretty neat. I got a question, Mike. That logo, that caught a lot of people's attention. You know what I mean? We may not have initially knew what your product was, but that logo, it was like literally roaring at people, at the crowd, come over here and look what I got. It's one of the neatest ones that I saw there. Is there a meaning behind it? How did it come about?
So my partner actually came up with the idea for the logo. And that's where we kind of got conquered the swing. Again, lion conquered the jungle, the Amazon, wherever lions are. And that's where we really, I like it because we coined it off of we're the king of golf training aids, right? King of the jungle.
Nice. Okay.
But yeah, no, the lion's been getting a lot of compliments. He doesn't have a name yet. That actually might be something I have to throw out on Instagram.
You might want to have a contest.
Yeah.
A contest, maybe put in a little magazine in the Biggs Golf Talk and make everybody go over there and sign up. You pick the winner and make a big deal out of it.
Yeah. No,
they might get head covers.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw those head covers. They
Yeah.
actually, when I saw the head covers, I was like, wow, that's a neat
I'm going
design.
to submit the first name. It only makes sense. Leo Lag.
Leo Lag.
Leo the LagMaster.
I was thinking Leo.
Lag.
I have a kid that I teach. His name's Leo, and he's got a lion head cover. That was the first thing that came to mind.
Leo Lag. That's a first and a last name.
Yeah.
He submitted the first one, so if
A
you
lion
use
with
that,
two names.
you can send the royalties to Biggs Golf Talk.
Are you gonna trademark that on me in the next
Trademark Leo Lag.
Oh, I'm already typing right now.
He's typing it right now. Yeah, we come up with a lot of good ideas.
GoDaddy.com.
Let's talk about the website. We're talking now. You just mentioned GoDaddy.com, but let's talk about your website, because the one thing that I noticed after doing my homework and stuff like that coming into this interview, because I unfortunately did not get a chance to meet you guys at the PGA show. I like your website because for the one point is, yeah, they could buy the tool and use the training tool, but that's not where you leave it on the left on the website. You allow how to use, so you got tutorial on that and training. Talk a little bit about what you offer on your website.
Yeah. So again, I just want to help people. I think that's the biggest thing, right? If I can go through and help people, I'm sending units to Europe, and like I sent 3 to Germany the other day, Korea, China. Like, it's pretty cool to think that my reach is going that wide instead of just Maryland. So yeah, we do a weekly tip actually. So if you go on lagmastersports.com and put your email, again, everything's free. Put in your email, you'll get onto our email list. We send out tips every week. And again, it's also on my Instagram and on our YouTube channel. But yeah, no, again, like golf's really hard, right? Like, if it wasn't hard, I wouldn't have a job. Again, I feel like I'm really lucky. I get to do what I love every day, to help people play a crazy game. But yeah, like, everything's online. Everything's on the website. Again, we have 4, other than Mini Club and the LagMaster, we got 3 additional items. The one that was really popular actually at the show was our pressure plate, the Rock Shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a lot of interest in that, which is kind of exciting. That'll actually be debuting in Golf Magazine in March. So I'm really excited to be a part of
You're
them.
talking about it here first, Mike. So we're the winner. Talking about it here first, and now that just means that we're gonna have you back on, and just before that article gets released, so this way we can talk about the Rock Shot. I mean, we just gave them a little tease. I think it's really cool because back in the day, the only thing that I can remember that they tried to do is like a little wedge, like a sandwich wedge kind of thing, and you had to put it behind your foot and do manipulate yourself to it. I looked at your product and made that part could be its own segment, to be honest, with all the stuff that I've seen. I don't know if you got the chance to look at it, Biggs. The way it is, the product.
This is what it looks like, but it's cambered. Mm-hmm. So the whole idea is I kind of would explain it to players that because I think everything kind of goes hand in hand, right? Like, if I don't use my lower body the right way, I'm not going to use my upper body correctly. And I find a lot of people do that. Poor grip. And that's where, again, the first thing on my video series with the LagMaster is teaching you how to get your hands on the club the right way. Because if you have a weak grip and you try to sustain and like hold lag, you're shanking it. It's going straight right. So you got to make sure that, and that's why the Mini Club has a club face on it, because I want to make sure I'm training club face awareness. But if I don't load that trail leg and that rear foot correctly, then there is no power. There is no ability to have the proper sequence. And I always would explain it like if you're a pitcher in baseball, they're standing on the side of the rubber to push off of it, right? That's their power.
Right.
You would never step on the other side of the rubber. And that's really where the idea came from, was I need something that, again, like the wedge is the only thing I've ever seen, but I didn't want to like force them to stop. I wanted to have something that exaggerated it when they did it worse and made it where they would learn and feel how to do it correctly. And it's been really good. And then my buddy David, who we deemed him to be the director of instruction for LagMaster now. I have too many hats to do that. He's using it in some really cool ways. His team won the state championship in Pennsylvania. They set a state record, actually. They're getting recognized at the Capitol. He's doing some really cool stuff with it. I'm like, dude, like, I love that. So, and he was at the booth. I don't know if you guys met him. I think you actually came by, Greg, on Friday. He left on Thursday, but I don't know if you saw him before that.
Yeah, I was like the last day walked by and I went, LagMaster. Let me stop and see if this will help Bev. And
I remember when he sent me the
You're
email.
a smart guy. Help the wife.
Mike, show us the simple move that you showed Bev.
Yep.
Just, you can probably stand back a little bit, but the simple move made her understand what this was all about.
Yeah, I'm going to do it lefty because it's probably going to be. So again, this is
Biggs. This is left hand.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Yep. So it's on a tilt. It's never vertical to the club face. So if I had a club head, it would actually match the top line. And I can adjust it actually to fix wrist conditions too. But basically, it's pretty simple. If I go too high, it's not going to touch my shoulder. If I go too low, it's going to go into my bicep. So we're working on swing plane. When I come back, it goes onto my shoulder like that.
Oh, okay.
Right. And again, I got to make sure I rotate my body. And that's all I'm trying to do. I'm keeping it on. So if I swing my arms down, my hip doesn't move. You know, and there's a really cool story. I met I was at Congressional for 17 years, and Tom Watson was hosting his charity event there for a couple of years. And I came back to Congressional and dropping a couple buddies off from US Kids Golf, and Tom Watson's getting in his limo. And I'm like, oh my God, this is my only time that I'm going to get to ever meet Tom Watson. Right. So, and I share, if you haven't seen it, go on YouTube, look up Tom Watson, The Secret. It is awesome. Again, like I say it probably 3 times a day on the lesson tee. And he's like, I figured out the secret to golf. And everybody starts laughing in the crowd. He's like, no, I'm serious. Like, I can tell you when it was. It was Tuesday at 3:45 on the range at Harbortown. And I figured out, like, I was tired of hitting it heavy, and I was tired of hitting sling hooks. And if I could get my right shoulder to replace my left shoulder, the ball just came out straight. So I'm like, Mr. Watson, Mike Dixon, head instructor here, and just want to say, like, I love sharing your concept of the secret. I share it every day. And he's like, Mike, thanks for coming over, saying hi. He's like, that right shoulder, that just gets that hip out of the way, just like what Mrs. Wise did. And I look back at it now, and I'm like, oh my God, that's what I'm doing, right? And again, like, because I start seeing weight shift changes, how the body is rotating. We did some 6D, like 3D analysis, and we compared it to some other training aids, and there were things that we were changing, like almost sometimes at times double-digit numbers, which is again like hand path numbers. Like an amount of rotation. It was nuts. And the guy who helped me with it, his name's Jason Mesh. He's one of the best in the country when it comes to fitness and golf. And he's like, Mike, I love this thing. This is like, there's nothing that does this. And I'm like, well, I appreciate that. That makes me feel a little bit better.
Well, that's awesome. And we are out, all out of time, and I'm sure we could go on for another half hour with conversation with you, Mike. It's really fun having you on, and I hope we could have you on again. One thing I did want to say is the wisest man in golf. Earlier on, he had mentioned about buying one for your wife and stuff like that on LagMasterSports.com. They actually, if you buy one, it's like $119, so $120. But if you buy two, it's under $200. So buy one for the wife, buy one for yourself, or buy two and save one for Christmas time and get it for a friend for Christmas and make his game better or her game better. But
is that
Mike
what you want for Christmas, Biggs?
Is that what I want for Christmas?
Yeah.
Well, if I can't get the Lamborghini, yeah, maybe.
It's better than a Lamborghini.
I don't have any Lamborghinis in my basement. Sorry.
Gonna have to work on that with Leo Lag. Leo Lag.
There you go. But Mike, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll definitely have to have you on again, especially to talk about what you have coming out, in March and everything else, and how you can help golfers improve their game and have more fun on the golf course. So, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
More Biggs Golf Talk coming your way right after this.